Welcome back to season 3. I almost said season 2. Season 3, episode 2, Red Hood. Um, Last episode was a fucking mess. And now I'm in the right headspace for it because I'm also a fucking mess. Um, as you can see from the lighting, it is quite early in the morning. It's 7:30 in the morning. Again, I'm working weird schedules, so we'll see when I get to edit this. But we're here to check out the next two episodes before Friday, which is episode 4, which I know is titled Blackfire. So finally gotta get to her. We'll see. Again, I don't have high hopes for like how much she's gonna be in the season, but we'll see. Last time we had a little bit of the team sort of showing the progress they've made in becoming a team. More teases to Hive, but again, I don't think that's going to be a thing ever unless it season 5 or something, you know. Anyways, Bruce apparently killed the Joker. Just hilarious to me. But again, you know, I think I finally getting the tone of what this show is gonna do. I've accepted it. I've seen a couple more reactions and kind of gotten some like clarity and like seen the overall vibe of how people are feeling about this season. And you know, I like I said, let's just lean into it. You know, fuck it. This is his own thing. Let's just go crazy with it. We got some little teases with Starfire. Little tease that Beast Boy might actually turn into some other fucking animals finally. And I guess there was a tease for the Lazarus Pits. I did not catch that line, but I mean, obviously this episode's going to be their turn of Jason already. I'm curious how long this season is actually. Is it going to be like another 12, 13 episode season? Because if so, it feels like it's very quickly getting to Red Hood stuff, which makes you wonder how much of the season is he going to be an antagonist, if he is an antagonist this season. Same with Blackfire. You know, if Blackfire is going to be entering in episode 4, how are they going to play around with all these plot lines? You know, are they going to all be introduced early and then kind of merge into one by the end where we take them all out? Kind of like, I think we did that last season, where all the plot threads kind of all converged onto Deathstroke at the end. We just kind of like said, okay, Deathstroke, and then Beast Boy, and then what Superboy was brain controlled, you know, like all that kind of stuff just all happened at once. Or are we going to be more like the other DC shows where it's like halfway through the season we deal with one thing, then the other half we deal with another thing. I'm going to be out of breath talking this fast in this damn outfit, so let's just get in this episode because we got 2 episodes to watch. Who the hell are these people? Oh, just some mafia, I guess. Valeska, like Jerome. Yeah, just blind fire into the raptor.
Said, until the next time.
You're just like, let's leave. Fuck it. Okay. Ah. Ooh. Okay, let's see some action. I like his voice. I'm curious how people feel if they don't know the comics. Like, would people assume it's Jason? You know, like, how are they gonna do this reveal? Some heads? I like that though. Throwing their guns out to show loyalty. DC police, that's where he's at now. Sir, goodbye. No! What are you doing? No! That mustache is atrocious. He finally gets to go in the Batcave. Beast Boy. Remember he wanted to be Robin in the first season? What?
He's terrified.
Obviously it's Red Hood, but like, what?
Red Hood.
That's such a weird...
Joker started out his career
Oh,
wearing one.
nice. No religious affiliation, and she's quoting the Bible now? Oh no!
You okay?
I'm... What the fuck? Ma'am? I'm glad that Gordon's not here. He looks very boring.
Serious chemical strength.
How the fuck does Jason know how to do that? Like he was...
Points to a science background. Maybe
He was
military.
studying the chemistry book, obviously,
Well, that
but
narrows it
like,
down a few 100,000.
Probably with the mental
where does
health
this
issue.
transformation happen?
Might help narrow the profile.
Turns into a murderer of random innocent people. One thing I'm interested, or like, I think is pretty neat about this show, there doesn't seem to be a history between Dick and Barbara. That's always been a big contention, is Barbara or Corey here. And I'm personally a Starfire and Dick shipper, and so it's interesting that they're not, for one, not picking a side, but also kind of leaning towards Starfire, like in the first season for sure. But here, there's like nothing with Barbara. There's like... Oh my god, ma'am!
Corey, talk to me.
Nice. So I wonder if she was experimented on. That's what these are, flashbacks. Because I know in some versions she's an alien, but she's also experimented on. That's why she's got different powers than Blackfire.
A woman killed herself today, Doctor.
I don't like this
Very strange
Scarecrow.
case.
Gotham did it better. Cillian Murphy did it better.
Somebody installed a
This
subdermal drug pump.
Junkie
Yeah, Barb sent over.
stoner
Victims will
Scarecrow.
follow this one. Although,
Not really a
if I'm
fan
being
of it.
honest, I mean, a subcutaneous bundle of bell in my head.
Oh, was that a bomb?
The, Carney kid.
When the cameras went off, that was a bomb?
PR.
Relate to the actual addresses and the addresses of the next victims.
Ah.
I pedaled as fast as I could. How you doing? Good to see you.
Oh my god.
Look,
It's so
you
awkward.
just show up, do your thing, I do mine.
Right.
Okay. Well, this is kind of my thing too.
Yeah, that's true.
Look,
They're both right.
Donna died. I let you follow me to DC because we both had roots there. It made sense.
It still does.
I don't care about their relationship.
That doesn't look like
It
an
shouldn't-
overnight back.
It shouldn't be an important part here.
We got this.
Do you? They killed them. That girl killed herself. Like, if you say the wrong thing,
Stand down!
these people are gonna kill themselves.
No sudden moves. No loud voices.
I like
Follow the bell.
Hank just like, oh, I'm ready to do stuff. Help! Run!
Wait!
There's only 3 of them.
You found the kids. You're safe and sound.
There's only 3.
The kids are safe.
Where's the 4th?
Found them.
Connor?
I am Confucian.
Those people in the bank.
Oh.
They aren't the parents. Now it's over.
Is it? Like, it was obviously an explosion, but they're acting like it was a flashbang. So, are they injured? Like I said, I'm digging the fact that they're like not a thing.
Professional.
The break up and work together thing is not for amateurs.
There's nothing going on between us anymore.
Oh, I guess they were together.
Serious.
The modern.
These are some
Fiat
very
Shadow,
weird stretches of logic.
Gambit,
Hobbs?
Unsound.
Not the spike strips. What is? I have a lot to talk about. Oh my god.
Hey there.
Here they go. Oh, these are the criminals. Okay. 3 of them for one guy? Come on, people. Split up.
They were expendable, just like the Titans.
Who are you?
So what started blasting?
We'll see about that.
Wow. Okay.
I promise I'll be gentle.
Ooh. Sir. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Cheap plastic comes off like that. Obviously it's metal, but like. Sir. Not him missing. Oh, where do we start? I want to talk about Scarecrow first for some reason. First thing, I don't like the characterization they're going with for him. Like I said during the episode, the one in Gotham was really good. Even though they're younger versions in Gotham, I think it was like a really good outfit and sort of origin story for him. And I think it really fit the character well. and then obviously Cillian Murphy in the Dark Knight trilogy, just because he's the only other live action version that I think a lot of people know. I think is really iconic in that way. I wouldn't say it's the standard, but it's just definitely the first one that comes to mind. I'm like, that's Scarecrow, you know, that's who I know. I don't know, just something about this one didn't sit right with me. You know, last episode I praised the Titans writers for like going in a different direction for things, but like that one just doesn't work for me. I don't know, it's just a weird character trait, or you know, just character direction, I guess. Second part is I don't think it needed to be Scarecrow of all people. I don't know if it's a licensing issue and that they couldn't get anyone else other than Scarecrow, you know, as a villain to be in this show. So it's either that or something, but like I feel like it would have been better to be like Hugo or even Harley, but again, you know, licensing issues, I can see why they wouldn't go for certain characters. But I feel like Hugo Strange would have been perfect for that, especially if they're only using him for like psychological profiling. That's exactly what Hugo Strange does. So unless they're going to do more with Scarecrow in this season, which they could possibly do that, it feels like a weird choice to use him specifically. You know, they could have used any doctor. It was like the tenuous connection they made was like, we use him as a consultant because he is a chemist, or you know, whatever he does. He's a chemist, right? So, you know, obviously this lady had drugs in her system, so like there's the connection. But then they spend a lot of the conversation talking about psych profiling, and even Barbara is mentioning they use him to help capture criminals because he knows how psychological profiles work, which that's true. He's a psychologist, now that I think about it. Okay, so maybe it's not so bad. For some reason I thought he was a chemist. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, that criticism is going away a little bit. But I still don't care for his mannerisms and the direction they're going personality-wise with him. But I just talked myself into understanding why they used him, because he is a psychologist, now that I think about it. Okay, that's correct, yeah. I still think, I don't know. Yeah, in that case, Hugo Strange probably wouldn't be the good. If they're going to use the same personality trait, I'd rather be Scarecrow. But I don't know. It just feels like, let's use this name that people recognize and call this dude Scarecrow. It doesn't really feel like Scarecrow. It just feels like, oh yeah, it's some dude and we gave him that name. With Starfire, I mentioned it during the episode too, some origin stories for her. She is sort of, you know, she's from Tamaran, but then she's like kidnapped by slavers or something and experimented on, and that's how she has different powers than Blackfire does. In this show so far, I don't think we've seen Blackfire use any powers. I believe the Tamaranians, there was one in last season, like her Royal Guard or whatever. I think they all have fire power, but I mean, I don't want to say that because I think we haven't actually seen that. I know Blackfire was like a hologram, and then at the end of the season she like took over somebody's body or something, which is this alien tech. So it's possible that Starfire was actually experimented on and given those fire powers, and maybe, you know, the only, you know, the Tamaranian quality is that they're super strong and durable. You know, they're basically super, but they don't have actual powers, you know, like pyrokinesis. So maybe that's what it is, and these are flashbacks to that somehow. But it feels like weird Winter Soldiery kind of flashbacks. You know, what was it? She was just drinking some liquor or whatever in the last episode, and in this episode she was just reading something, wasn't she? She was looking at a fucking like that weird contract between Bruce and Dick. So like, I don't get what the connection is that's making her go into these psychotic states. But yeah, I'm glad that we're getting this connective thread with her, because again, that was one of my fears this season, is like, it's supposed to be about her and her sister this season, and we're dealing with Red Hood and shit. So I'm glad that we're at least getting that connective thread a little bit teased throughout. With Red Hood, so I like that they're going with the direction from Under the Red Hood, where, you know, it feels very faithful in that he's trying to take over crime and sort of control it rather than just Batman who kills, kind of, you know, he's just taking people out. I like that he's like actually, you know, yes, he will kill, but his main focus is, I'm going to organize Kingpin kind of style. You know, I'm going to make sure that crime doesn't go to certain extents. I know who's the players, all that shit. So I like that angle they're going with. A couple things though. How, you know, I obviously they have to tell us. They have to tell us how he became Red Hood from last episode. You know, like what, there's obviously a missing piece here. He was studying drugs, you know, somewhere I don't know, I can't even describe it because this episode was just so mindfuckery with like the chess pieces and all the different plays. The Jason we saw last season and the season before that was not this smart. So either he big glow up in that department, or somebody else is influencing him, or he's working with somebody else, because it just doesn't feel in character for him to be this smart. You know, to be like chess pieces on a board and shit. It feels so elaborate compared to what we've seen him do. So like I said, there was either some off-camera growth from him, or we're missing a piece here where maybe the Lazarus Pits, maybe, like I said, maybe somebody else is really pulling the strings here and he's a puppet. Also, how did he get revived so fast? That's really crazy to me. You know, it doesn't feel like it's been a long time since last episode. It feels like, you know, he died maybe a week later. Not even. It had to be a couple days later. Dick goes to Gotham and Bruce and them have a conversation. Maybe a couple days later, at the end of the episode, last episode, Bruce kills the Joker. So like a week maybe from the time Joker kills Jason to Bruce kills Joker. And then this episode, it feels like maybe another week has passed at most. And he's got all these little plans going on. He's already Red Hood. So like, you know, it doesn't make sense. Like timeline wise, he's been dead for 2 weeks, or no, he from the time he died to now, it's been 2 weeks at most. That's all I can think about. So how does he get there to here? You know, that's just what's really bugging me. Not bugging me, but like that's what's on my mind right now. Like I don't understand it. And then also just how pissed he is at Dick. I don't know. I don't know. Like I just don't know. I don't know what his plan is. I want some answers on to what's going on with him. They, you know, I questioned during the episode and they answered it. I guess Dick and Barbara were a thing. It does not feel that way at all. Like if they didn't throw that line in there about, you know, them being exes, I would not have seen it because they do not. There's no like romantic tension there. There's no references between the two. It's just kind of like, we're here. We were both Bat children, but it was never. I never got the impression they were together. So, the way that Hank just kind of dropped them on the episode, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess. And then kind of going along, you know, just reiterating again. Now that we do have that confirmation, I'm curious what they're gonna do relationship wise. Are they gonna go into that, because it's such a big comics thing of Starfire or Batgirl, you know, which one does he go for, which ones go with. He's canonically been with both of them at this point, but then again, we didn't really get anything between Dick and Corey last season. You know, it was first season thing. They had a one night stand, and there was like a little bit of it throughout the season, but last season nothing. So I don't know if, which sucks because they have really good chemistry. How do I want to say this? They're racist. I'm sorry, but like, you have a black actress playing Starfire. First season, you went with it. You went for it. You did it. And then season 2, nothing. So there was definitely opportunities for them to like string it along a little bit, or at least have a conversation about it. As far as I remember, they didn't acknowledge them to being together at all. So that's my thing, is like, they just kind of covered it up, which is kind of racist. You know, it's one thing to say, you know, we weren't good for each other, you know, gotta do that. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I could be talking about ass. Maybe they did mention it last season. I just glossed over it because, again, maybe I blocked it out or something, but I feel like they didn't really touch on that subject at all. Again, I'm curious to see if they're going to do anything with that relationship here. Or with Barbara, you know, they kind of tease that a little bit, like maybe he wants to get back together with her or something, but whatever, you know. I don't know where they're going with that. The relationship we do have is fucking Hank and Dawn, which, I like them suited up. I think Hank Alan Richardson does really good with Hawk. You know, I like the character of Hawk, but I just don't care for the Hawk and Dove love thing and them being so prominent. You know, he's fun as a character, not as like a main plot point. You know, I wish, you know, the way that they have Superboy in here and he's just kind of there, that's what I want for Hawk. and Dove too. Dove, I actually care less about Dove, to be honest. Like, she should have died. She should have died. She should have died last season. I think I said this before. She should have died instead of Donna. It just makes so much, I don't know. But then again, I was thinking about a little bit here. I know there's been other iterations of Hawk and Dove. We had Hank's brother, stepbrother, in season 1, and then he died, obviously. But so they can't replace Dove in that way. But I know that Dove has a sister in the comics who becomes Hawk, so it makes you wonder, would they do that? But she hasn't been mentioned at all in this series, so I don't think they would touch that at all. If anything, they're gonna kill one of them off, you know, write them off the show. Like they wouldn't replace one with another character. They would just say, "Hey, you're gone." Which again, I'm not gonna keep talking about how much I don't like them. If I miss something, who cares? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think? I want to know specifically, what do you think of Scarecrow, and what do you think of Hawk and Dove, and Jason being Red Hood? You know, I'm curious to see where they go with that storyline the most. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to not take it so seriously. I'm trying to think about all of the times this show has betrayed me before and just like let it go, be at peace with it. So I just take it for what it is, talk about the positive points as much as I can, point out the negatives, but move on from them. So with that, thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Wait, yes.